Are you an established small business owner or aspiring entrepreneur? Would you like professional advice to help your business grow and succeed? Well, look no further. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center is the territory's #1 resource to move your business forward. Enjoy no-cost advising, low-cost training, and technical assistance from experts in both the public and private sectors. The VISBDC is nationally accredited and sustained by the University of the Virgin Islands and the U.S. Small Business Administration. Visit us at our locations on St. Thomas, St. John, or St. Croix, and follow us on social media at VISBDC. For easy access to all our training and networking events, be sure to join our newsletter and download the VISBDC app. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center, here to help your business start, grow, and succeed.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the VISPDC's hosting of The Importance of Creative Advertising and Marketing, Smart Spending for Small Businesses, for Small Business Marketing Out of the Box. This webinar will equip small business owners with knowledge to develop creative marketing strategies with limited budgets. You will see how creative marketing goes beyond normal ads and placement. We will touch upon the basics of paid ads, examples like Google Ads, social media ads, and optimizing campaigns for a better return on investment. Learn how to target your ideal customers precisely and get the most bang for your advertising buck. Allow me to introduce today's lead presenter, VISPDC advisor, Ms. Liza Margolis. Liza Margolis is a seasoned small business consultant with a distinguished career spanning over 2 decades in marketing, fundraising, and advertising. With a passion for empowering entrepreneurs, Liza has dedicated her expertise to fostering growth and success within the business community, particularly among women in the USVI. Throughout her career, Liza has demonstrated an exceptional ability to develop and execute strategic marketing campaigns that drive brand awareness and business growth. Her fundraisers, Perez has secured vital resources for numerous ventures, while her advertising acumen has helped businesses effectively communicate their value propositions to diverse audiences. Liza's commitment to entrepreneurship is deeply personal. Having successfully founded and operated her own company, she understands the challenges and triumphs of building a business from the ground up. This experience fuels her mission to provide women in the USVI with the same opportunities she had, ensuring that they have the tools, support, and confidence to achieve their entrepreneurial dreams. Currently, Liza is spearheading initiatives to grow entrepreneurship in the USVI through targeted mentorship programs, workshops, and community partnerships. Her goal is to create a thriving ecosystem where individual-led businesses can flourish, contributing to the economic and social fabric of the region. Liza's expertise, coupled with her unwavering dedication to small business empowerment, makes her a pivotal figure in the USVI's entrepreneurial landscape. She continues to inspire and support the next generation of business leaders, helping them navigate the path to success with confidence and resilience. Here's a friendly reminder to place your questions in the chat, and they will be addressed by the presenting team either directly in the chat or later during our question and answer segment. A copy of today's presentation will be attached to the post survey email sent after the live session. We encourage you to take a few minutes of your time to briefly fill out the survey that lets us know how we're doing. This data is essential to us rendering these deliverables complimentary to you. So without further ado, Liza, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. I want this to be a very interactive session. I don't want anyone to have to wait till the end to ask their questions. Please feel free. If you want advice on something that strikes your mind while we're going, let me know that as well. I just wanted to give you a little bit more detail about my background. I have had my own company for about 4 years. And I just wanted to tell you that because I've been in the private sector and business, and a lot of my experience over the 2 decades has not been through my own company. It's been, I worked at UVI for over 15 years, and I worked in tourism, and I did a lot of marketing, and I did a lot of the same stuff I do. And eventually I said, I really want my own company. But taking that first step is not always easy, because when you try to go from a, guaranteed paycheck to trying to figure out how am I only going to be responsible for my income and having to always hustle. And, it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be, but neither is a regular full-time job. But you have to hustle a lot more to keep those plates spinning and to keep things moving. And it's not always guaranteed that you will get the paycheck, or so you really make sure you like what it is you're doing, and that you're just not jumping into something because you just want your own company. I met with someone the other day that said they really want their own company, and they just kind of said, well, they kind of like this, and they just were kind of whatever, and they just weren't 100% sure if that's really the area they wanted to get into, but they just desperately wanted their own company. But then we were talking even more in detail, and then we finally got to a place that they're passionate about and decided to take that direction into the company. So it's, I applaud everyone for stepping up to learning more and to doing taking these first steps. So welcome, everybody. I just wanted to, before I get into the slide presentation, I wanted to see if anybody, before I talk about advertising and marketing, what are your thoughts on advertising marketing? What do you think it is? What do you, but without seeing, based on your knowledge, can I get some feedback of where you think, what is advertising and marketing? Anybody? Letitia, I think you're on mute. Cool.
I think it's a way to capture your audience or customers' attention and to get your brand out there.
Okay, yeah, capturing attention, getting the product out there. That's right. That's exactly, that is. So the first, okay, here we go. Basically, okay, advertising and marketing is, the definition of marketing, it's a broad strategy to identify customer needs and deliver value. That can be anything from radio and TV, and I mean, it can capture anything, any type of collaborations. It's the marketing, it's a one big strategy it could be a whole year. And the advertising is basically the mediums of where you're actually putting your marketing strategies. And it all depends on the type of product that you're going for. Some products might require radio. Some, if you have an older demographic, on St. Thomas, and that's the other thing, St. Thomas, radio to catch an older demographic, talk shows, billboards, younger demographics, Facebook, like middle, like my age, but younger, TikTok and Instagram. So there's different areas. Marketing builds relationships, shapes brands, identity, drives long-term growth, where advertising is immediate awareness, sales, or action. So if you have, basically marketing is more tied into your brand. I know that branding was supposed to come first and that was delayed, but next week when we talk about branding, you'll see, but your marketing is tied to your brand and your identity, and your brand is who you are, like the purpose of your whole entire operation and what it's about and what you want, how you want your customers to see you. That's how your store looks, how, you know, your product tastes, how, you know, every single thing about your brand and about you has to also do with marketing. Or advertising just drives immediate awareness, whether it's a sale or come stop in today and get a 5% discount, or, you know, those type of things. So, you know, learn about our brand. Those, it's immediate. The scope includes branding, marketing includes branding, market research, product development, pricing, distribution. Branding is, and market research is important. Market research is before you start doing a lot of your campaigns. Like, let's say you want to introduce a new product, you go out there, you poll like people that might be your market. You can immediately, you could talk to family and friends, but you do polls and you kind of see how people might react to those type of you know, that type of change, or we want to change our logo or stuff like that. Just doing those type of market research, that's really key and important. Product development, how it looks, color, we'll get into some of that next week, like the whole entire theme behind how products are developed. Pricing, distribution. Advertising will focus on creating and placing promotional messages. Social media, the different channels for marketing, content, emails, events, partnerships, public relations. Special promotions is under there. Advertising could be through the TV, radio, print, digital, billboards. So again, one's more broad, one's a lot more direct. Time frame, long-term. Marketing is a whole story. Marketing is where you want to see your brand in 5 years, and advertising is more for short-term campaigns. You creating a brand story and customer journey. You know, you can, if you have a brand that you really like, you introduce the your target market to that brand. It could be a clothing store. How do you want them to see your brand? How are you going to introduce them? You know, you get them to know your brand, let them like your brand, and then convert them into long-term and repeat customers. Advertising, running a 30-second ad during the Super Bowl is a quick fix. But if your brand, if you don't have a good brand or your product falls short, customers are not going to keep coming back. So the marketing strategy is really the whole umbrella of it, and advertising is just more the direct, immediate. The marketing is the best ways to, marketing, the best ways to highlight your brand. Authenticity wins. Build trust by being true to yourself, true to your brand. If you are an economy type brand, make sure you stick with the economic. If you're say we are the best hot sauce in the island, make sure that you are, like, how can you back that up? Like, if you make a claim to your brand, make sure you could back that up. Or we are the number one tasting hot sauce, or we are number one in this market, or we are the so whatever claims you make, we are the most economically feasible type of electric company, make sure that if you're an electrician, that you can beat those prices. So make sure that you build trust with your clients by being true to who you are and your brand. Be real. You don't have to be perfect. People connect with honesty more than polish. Let your brand reflect your values, your voice, your journey. It's everybody has a story. And I think people, especially nowadays with so much social media, people can really see through fakeness. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever had a chance where you're talking to someone, that a salesperson, and you can tell they're just being fake to get commission? Has anyone had that experience? You're like, I don't want to buy from them anymore. I know, but then you have this other lady that might not be perfect, but you could tell she's very honest, and you're like, oh, okay, I like her. I think I'm going to buy. And people buy from people they like, and support people they like. So, show, let your brand reflect your values, your voice, your journey. Show behind the scenes moments, share glimpses of your process, your team, your workspace. These moments make your brand feel human and relatable, not just transactional. If you have a store, do a business after hours at the store. Let people come in and see your store. They can see, I mean, I don't, even as an advisor, I talk to people all the time on the phone, but I cannot get a full comprehend. Like the second I walk into their store, I'm like, wow, I can totally see this now. Like I can see the brands, and I can see how beautiful the clothes are, or the makeup, or the displays, or, and I can see. So it's like, invite people into your, get people in. Celebrate your roots, your background, your culture, story are part of what makes your brand unique. Let people in. They're not just personal, they're powerful. Especially here in St. Thomas. I grew up here. I've been here this time after college over 30 years. I'm dating myself now. I'm showing my age. So I've been here this time almost 30 years, but I did go to high school here and grew up here. So I really understand, like, VI culture, we're all about background and our culture, and, and that is part of the VI culture, is our story. So own up to those type of things too. People appreciate that. This is one of my clients, and I share this because they're a brand new home health care service. She's just establishing herself. She's still working on getting approved by the insurance companies, but she is very far along. She has her business license. I love this logo. This is her logo, Mason Home Health Nurses. I feel this logo and her Mason, I think it's a beautiful logo, and I feel like it conveys a feeling of nurturing and wellness. So to me, the logo is important, because if you're looking for home health care, you can, to me, that'll just convey, that's your first, if people see this, that is going to be their first impression of you. And then their mission, our mission is to offer high quality, patient-centered home health care, home health nursing service that exemplify our core values: integrity, compassion, accountability, and respect. We are committed to supporting patients and achieving their healthcare goals. She's still working on setting up shop here, but she's been down here going to every health fair, giving out goods, and she now has a roster of probably 30 plus patients that are waiting for her. The second she gets approved, her doors are open. She already has clients lined up. So even before you can always take those steps and start building stuff before you completely say, okay, well, before you even open your doors, it's a soft launch. You're letting people know you're there. You're letting people know they can count on you. They'll be there. So you can even start setting up, clients and getting stuff before you're ever, while you're getting ready to open your doors too. Just getting people, even if it's like if you're a store that's getting ready to open, it's like, guess what? Coming soon. Look out for this, that just enticing people's curiosity. Marketing basics, from visibility to action: awareness, interest, action. Marketing is more than promotion. It's about guiding people through a journey. They discover your business exists. In St. Thomas, we can be much more creative. It's a smaller market: billboards, online newspapers, radio, social media, talk shows, word of mouth. I know people are saying, oh, radio's dead, but not here. I mean, I have very successful campaigns with radio, depending on who, which show, who you're targeting. People still, especially in the government offices, still love their radio shows. I don't know how many times you go into a government office and they still have radio shows on. So then you'll create an interest. They'll learn what makes you valuable or different. And ask yourself, why are you different? There's so many plumbers, bakers, jewelry stores, hair salons, nail salons. Find out, really study who you are and why, what makes you different. Why should they come to your company and your business and support you versus your competition? And that's the other thing. Know your competition, know what they do, know who they are, because that's going to also help you. If you know what your competition is doing, you'll be able to get an edge and offer more or do better, with them. You can take take a step, visit, inquire, purchase, share. Each stage requires intention. Don't just get noticed. Give people a reason to care and a clear way to engage. So build a relationship, continue to gain their trust in your brand. It's always about keeping the client happy and making sure they're satisfied. Let them leave with feeling like they got something. There's nothing worse than having someone, a client, feel like, oh my God, I paid too much and the service wasn't good. It's like, you really want to keep your clients happy. So it's, there's nothing wrong with doing surveys and asking them, how was your experience? Is there anything we could do to improve? Those type of things. Know your audience. Effective marketing starts with empathy. What problems are you trying to solve for them? Why should they pick your company? Who are you trying to reach? What do they value? Where do they spend time online, offline? Understanding your audience helps you speak their language, solve their problems, earn their trust. Again, if it's an older people, they might not be able to, they probably won't be online. Newspaper, radio, that type of thing. Healthcare, the healthcare client that I showed you, she's going to, another thing is she's going to the different Department of Human Services, and she's registering with them, because they are the ones who give out the names of, home health care, and she's registering with them. So if you're a nail salon, who's your client? Who do you want your client to be? And model that. Maybe you maybe you work with a certain type of hair, or maybe you do a certain type of nails that nobody else does. Like, highlight those type of things that make you different. If you're a food truck, what are you offering? Where can people find you? Who would be your audience? If you're barbecue, and a great place to park would be downtown. How do you get downtown in the middle of lunch to sell your barbecue off your food truck, or all those fairs? Like, think of those type of things. A 3-step approach to defining a target audience would be compile all of your existing intelligence on your target market and look for opportunities to learn more about it. Additionally, use Google Analytics to drill down into your site traffic or perform deep audience analysis. Review your competitors' market efforts to better understand what you're up against. Like I said, know your competitors. You'll want to be aware of any campaigns your business is currently running, as you don't want to cannibalize and share your audience attention. If you're running 2 sales, be careful how you're doing that as well. You want people to, if you're selling cookies and cakes, do you want them to buy the cookies and cakes? Or you could come up with a campaign to sell them both together, type of thing. Define the audience. Pair hard data, and through understanding of your audience needs, answer questions like, what problems does your product or service solve? Which demographic characteristics influence the decision-making process? Creative marketing ideas. I personally am I love collaborations. Collaborations are amazing. Pop-up events, like a lot of people, like if you're selling t-shirts, or you're a nonprofit, or you have a certain product, these pop-up ads at the fairs. I mean, we're coming up on the holidays, and every single mall, they have, Yacht Haven has their Christmas tree lighting, Crown Bay, Haven Site, Miracle on Main Street. There's like 6 or 7, and you could put up a little tent and promote whatever it is you're selling, or whatever your if you're a food, food trucks are good there. If you're a restaurant, maybe get samples of whatever you're selling. If you're a nail salon, there's a lot of different ways you could do the pop-ups, creative ways, depending on your business. Co-branding. I love co-branding, coming up with, like how you have International Lights partnering with all these different, Cinnabon and Cold Stone to create these brands. How you have the Dorito tacos at Taco Bell. Apple and Nike have partnered for stuff. Philadelphia cream cheese, chocolate cream cheese with Cadbury. Versace made a line with H&M, so H&M is a clothing store that can that has Versace clothes, but it's like at H&M. So people who shop at H&M can feel like they're buying Versace. You can do it loyalty cards, giveaways, discounts, or products. I've told several of my clients, like if you have a store and someone rings you up, say, if you like me, right, if you like my store right now on Facebook and you share this post, I'll give you 5% discount right here on the spot. And I've seen that happen because that's happened to me where I've been buying something and they're like, if you like it now, I'll give you 5% discount. And then if people like it on Facebook and they see every day tons of like at least a dozen people sharing this, that's another huge way to gain traction on social media. Mix offline and online tactics. A strong strategy blends digital and real world outreach. For instance, social media posts paired with in-person events. So you can have like, go on social media and talk about, oh, we're going to be at the Miracle on Main Street. I had a client who has a clothing store in town, but she was also having a carnival booth. So I recommended that she has a QR code at her carnival booth, and the people who stop by her carnival booth and click on the QR code will get an instant coupon for her clothing shop. So, I mean, at night, she'll get maybe hundreds of people pass through the carnival booth. And now everybody at the end of each night has a coupon for her store to come find them the next day and go to patronize her store. So always try to find collaborations, whatever you do. I had another client who wanted to do a cake business, and she said a good friend of hers owns one of the top restaurants in town and begs her for cakes. And I said, have them put it on the menu, like have them put it on the menu as a special, promotion. So email campaigns supported by local partnerships, online reviews boosted by customer referrals. Like I was saying, like the Facebook get a discount for doing QR codes on printed material that link to exclusive offers. Consistency builds trust. Your brand should feel familiar across every platform and interaction. Whether someone sees your ads, visits your website, or walks into your space, the tone, visuals, and experience should align. Consistency signals professionalism and builds credibility. So no matter where you guys have like any of your branding should be the same. If you're online, in the store, if you're showing really, really high end, we're a high end store. Look and online, and you have a huge campaign of beautiful clothes, and then people walk into your store and see the store cluttered and dirty, and it doesn't look too appealing. It's not good. That's gonna fall flat. If you're promoting it online as a high-end brand, make sure that when clients walk into your store or establishment, it's matching. Do we have any questions? Anything at this point?
No questions. You can go ahead.
Okay. Keep it simple. Don't overload with too many words. Platform matters. Tailor the ad depending on where it will appear. Road signs versus Facebook are completely two different things. There was a client that wanted to do a road sign, and she's a healthcare provider. And she wanted to put her whole entire mission statement and everything on the road sign. And I had to have them cut it back. I said, if people are driving by, think about when you're driving by a sign, all the signs on the island, the ones that stand out are the ones that are direct. What it is, how to get it, and why it benefits you. Like, you really don't need, like, why should someone pay attention to this sign? Here's what we're offering, and here's how to get it, and here's where to find it. Like, that's all you really need. And maybe with a feasible picture, like, for instance, this is a made-up company. Island Glow is a Mexican place. Quesadilla combo, limited time, near Emancipation Garden. And this could be this is another one. But it drives me crazy when I see, even on Facebook, when you have these amazing restaurants that advertise and you're like, oh my God, that looks so good. Do you know how many times I cannot find location? I think people assume because we're a small island that the location is just like, oh, they know where we are. They know where we are. We're small. No, I mean, even being here and growing up here, how many times I have no idea where X restaurant is. Where do I find it? And you click on it and you click and you cannot find location anywhere. So make sure location, people know where and how to find you. That is probably the most important thing. And then of course your Facebook or Instagram ad will be different. You know, you can add more, celebrate the season, you know, Island Go quesadilla combo. So VI style weekdays. So there's a completely different feel for road signs versus Facebook. Event ads should look different from restaurant ads, while healthcare ads may include more details. Event ads should be very enticing, a lot of fun. Like you can put event ads to be like really just, you want as much, a lot of detail into event ads as possible, but it depends also where. If it's an event ad like a road sign where people are trying to find it, they already know about the event. So on Facebook, a lot of times that you can have two different things. You can have an ad that basically entices people and click here to find out more. And that's when people can click there, and that's when you can put all the details. But again, if you put too many details, people are just going to pass by you. People don't want to have to, there's a lot of information that's coming at, especially on Facebook, social media, that's coming at you all the time. So like you don't want to overwhelm people either and have them just be turned off. And also how much you do is, how much you advertise is also key. A missing location can make that ineffective. Checklist, the 5 W's. Who is the ad targeting? Why are you advertising? When is the event or offer? Where should people go and why should they care? So if you have these 5 W's in your ad, you're good, because you want to make sure that people who, what, when, where, why. Be direct in marketing. Why it matters. Attention spans are short. People decide in seconds whether to engage. Being clear and to the point shows confidence in your value. Customers want to know what's in it for them right away. Here's some examples. We're a family-owned business with years of experience in home repair. Or we fix your home problems today, guaranteed same-day service. So one is kind of fluffy, a little bit less direct, and one's like, here's the problem and here's how we can solve your problem. Our software has advanced features designed for productivity. Save 10 hours a week, automate your task with one click. Another one, we provide financial advice and wealth management, or double your savings in 5 years. Be bold, be clear, tell them exactly why they need you. Ad placement and brand power. Ad placement opportunities in stores, point of sale display, and cap promotions, shelf talkers and signage. Print and media outlets, store magazines and circulars, local newspapers, community, special publications. Now, this is really cute because if you're advertising, like this one got creative, they have their ad for their Mexican restaurant next to the tortilla chips. So that's a really cute. So, you know, if you know someone who owns a grocery store and you say, hey, I want to advertise my restaurant, can I put a click ad or a clickbait ad or something like that next to your signs, or even at the end of an aisle. But if you notice, like all these brands, like people do pay like for space, like at the end of the aisles, you'll see like a Lay's display, Lay's, Coca-Cola, all these displays in these stores pay the stores a lot of money. But there's creative ways to get in there as well, like special promotions, like whenever you see a pop-up wine tasting, those type of things, or, you know, and that brings customers to the store too. So that's another collaboration. Digital banners, websites, there's a lot, newsletters. For AI marketing content, and you're going to get a copy of the slideshow. So here's just some of the ones that I like. Canva is really good for brand, like visuals. ChatGPT for writing, creative. So Copilot I use. You don't have to know all these. It's very overwhelming to know all these, but AI is really effective for marketing. Facebook, again, these were all created with AI. You just tell the prompts what to say, and it creates these ads for you. High detail layout. with Facebook, warm tropical lighting, promotional info, order now. So there's like different, the way like Facebook will be different than Instagram, doesn't need as much text because people just do not follow as much. Like they're not as like, those are a younger crowd and they're going to want just more quick click, click, click type of thing. Same with TikTok, not as much detail. All these ads were designed, created through AI. The various platforms can create and design any type of campaign for various platforms and schedule them as well. This is an interesting, and I wanted to share this. This is something that AI can do. This is New Horizons Boutique in Tutu Park Mall. I put in design a Facebook ad for New Horizons clothing store with this dress and this logo. Make it holiday and special occasion oriented with flares of a tropical theme. I took this picture of this dress on the rack in the store. I didn't even have to do anything else. Just took a picture of the dress. This is the first top left is the first one I came up with. And then I noticed there's no flowers on the neck. So I put it back in, put the location, Tutu Park Mall, Red Hook, and take off or add the flowers to the neck. So this is what it got me. And sometimes with AI, you have to do it a couple times, but we did. Then I prompted it again to take the flowers off the bottom. And then I said, make the dress a little longer. So this is the end result of what we got. Turn heads this holiday season with Island Elegance. I added more, I asked it to put more detail in the back, more stars and sparkle in the background. And this is what it is. This took maybe 20 minutes to do, even with all the corrections, just from this picture I took. It completely did it on its own. That's how amazing AI is. This was done on Copilot. For scheduling tools, here's some of the tools: Later, Buffer, Metricool. Plan posts weeks or months in advance. You can auto-publish basically while you cook. Don't overschedule. Too many messages will create content fatigue and your customers will unsubscribe or be turned off. This is Buffer. Now this one to me is the most user-friendly out of all of them. And again, you could play with these. It helps you create your Buffer account, connect to your channels. It helps you connect to Facebook, LinkedIn, all that. It helps you create an ad, publish ad, engage. It helps you analyze, like helps you be able to analyze who your targets are, or who's paying attention. Is this your target market? Who else can you advertise to? And it'll help you publish your first post too. So this kind of does everything for you. I've gone through it, and I will encourage you to go on it and play with it. Now, all these AI, Copilot, ChatGPT, a lot of these cost $5, $10, maybe $15 a month. So they're not huge expenses, but it will, like having a personal assistant, cut things in half. Analytic tools, what are they? They're smart systems that can help you understand your data. That has that on Buffer. It can help you organize your data, spot trends, forecast outcomes, visualize results. Again, these tools are, these are visual dashboards and business insights, Tableau interactive charts, and team sharing. But again, for people who aren't as familiar with AI, and if you're still just learning this process, stick to just a couple. Buffer does it for you, so I don't think you need an extra tool. Okay. Engagement tips: use polls, questions, and lives. Why it matters: tools invite interaction. They show your audience that their opinions, preferences, and present matter. Respond to comments. Always follow up. If someone's texting you or emailing your business, please follow up with them. Let them know that you hear them. Reply within 24 hours. Show that you're listening. That also builds trust. Celebrate milestones. Hey, we just celebrated our 1st year anniversary. And again, that when it talks about let people into your company, it matters. It's a moments of pride, opportunities to connect. We made our 100th sale, or we hit this, a follower goal, launch new product. We hit 1 million likes or 500 likes or celebrate an anniversary, or, basically it helps your clients feel like they're part of your company. And again, it creates brand loyalty. Post a thank you video. Thank you for your support of our business. We've just celebrated a milestone. Thank you so much. That type of thing. We have several at UVI. Just wanted to give a plug. There's several different areas at UVI you can get help also. The Research at Technology Park has offers technology help, accelerate incubator programs. SCORE provides small business mentorship and virtual library mentorships. School of Business helps with entrepreneur. UVI Cell offers training, professional certifications, some type of things. And of course, and I don't know where the slide went, your SBDC is your key to helping grow your business. So that they offer all different types of help, and everything you could possibly need is in there at SBDC. So the takeaways are: your brand is your identity, marketing builds connection, AI boosts creativity and consistency. And so I've given you some tools, templates, ask me anything, and I think we're almost at our time for questions. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Any questions? Does anyone have a business idea they want to run by me or help? We have about 15 minutes left in terms of what your ideas are and where you want to go with your marketing. Anyone?
Okay, so I guess now that we've arrived at our question and answer segment, I was going to tell you, you can leave that slide up, Liza.
Oh, okay.
See a hand raised. So
Let me
you
see.
can go ahead and unmute and ask directly.
Okay. All right. Hello? I don't see. It's hard to see. Who's, oh, Letitia, what do you, hello? Letitia, if you want to unmute yourself, I'm ready to answer your question.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Sure.
So I believe in another class you was having, you put up your contact information. I was trying to find out if the services you offer, maybe at UVI Cell or whatnot, if it's a paid something that it is, if we set up a consult or something with you.
Through SBDC, actually I do, where's that slide here? There was, where did it, I did have it there. You can go to, I'm looking, sbdc.org. The website's here, and you can go and you could list advising. And if you go to SBDC, because SBDC is, there's a lot of options through, there's a lot of options at UVI in general, but SBDC is sort of a one-stop shop, and you will get free help there as well. Free advising. So go here, just fill out the form. You know, if you guys, I thought I had a slide in here. I don't wonder if I pulled up the wrong, through them, I mean, I don't mind giving you guys if you want to email me at ljmbusinesssolutions@outlook.com. That's where, yeah.
Yeah, we do have a slide. I'll close out eventually. We're just taking questions. So I'll definitely give all of the center information so everyone can find us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I had one more question.
Yeah.
We were talking about getting to know your audience or your clients or whatnot. And I was trying to find out if you had any techniques you suggested for doing that.
Well, it depends on your business. If you don't, if you don't want to share, you don't have to. It just depends on what business do you have?
So I'm more like, what don't I do type of person.
Okay.
I have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Then I still also have a website design business.
Okay.
I'm kind of starting to feel like I want to go into some trainings for helping fellow small business folks with, the various tools that they have out there that they may not be aware of that can make things a lot easier for them. So, and then I have the blog, and it's so much things just go. I have my merch shop,
And
for
those
the
are a lot of
VIP. It's just a lot.
different audiences. Yeah, I'm thinking you could do a couple things. You could either package it as one whole market. Like you could say, this is all the things I offer. However, I think that strategically I would try to market it separate. Like your blog is going to be different than your small business type of thing. But if you're just targeting small businesses, or if you're targeting, if you, for instance, websites, a lot of small people need website help. That's a big area that a lot of my clients. So again, if you have a Facebook page, go to Facebook or your website where you can connect to your website and say, here's my Facebook page, here's my Instagram. If you need help, come check out my website. But your website, if you're a website designer and you send them to your website, it has to be a knockdown, it has to be phenomenal. Like it has to be a really good website. If that's, you're promoting it. Your blog could be on your website too, or Facebook, or, you can do that. So it's just a matter of, it seems like social media, you can go to Small Business After Hours, hand out your card. Again, I think that like St. Thomas, we're unique because you're a smaller market and you can be more creative. You can go to Business After Hours, you can go to Mixers, get your name out there, find out who like your clients are now, offer referrals. If you refer me and you recommend me, I'll give you a discount, or I'll give you next time this type of thing. So I call it low-hanging fruit. Like go to any business has their supporters. Always, always, always your supporters first, and find out how to garner help from the people who are already supporting you. And those type of things. So if you already are doing a website, I've done a website for this X, let's just say, X store downtown, their website, I've already, and promote who you've done. People, the more credibility you can give yourself and your brand, the better it is to gain clients. People want to be able to trust. I think especially today's climate, with so many scams going on and so much misinformation, people are always scared to get into business with people they don't know. So word of mouth also is huge, and recommendations are huge.
Thank you for that, Liza. And we also had a question in the chat. Can you talk about the cost of your ads?
Talk about cost of ads.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that in terms of what should you pay for an ad on radio, or what?
I'll give the person a chance to
Okay.
more detail.
It depends on where you're advertising. Like for instance, I know I like and I hate, and there's some online newspapers that are good. I don't want to put a certain business out there, but online newspapers can be anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month on all 3 islands. But then if you get on one newspaper has something called end of article banner, and if you promote at the end of the article, it's like half off. If you're a nonprofit, they give discounts. On the radio, you can pay somewhere between $15 and $30 a spot for a 30-second. And it's like the billboards can run you like $500 or $600 for a month. Those type of things. So running billboards. The billboards I'm not as keen on, unless, to me, those are more event oriented. But again, Facebook actually is the cheapest one. Facebook, for $10 you can get a month's worth of advertising. Facebook. And again, I'm not promoting anybody, but some of social media and some of these social media platforms tend to be cheaper. than old school type of advertising, because you're going to pay more for newspaper, online newspaper, radios. You're going to pay more for, and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I mean, those social media tend to be a lot less in terms of investment, but it also gets tricky because there's not always a way to find out exactly who it's going to. People see it though. Last time I promoted, when I promote on there, people do see it. So in their analytics, they kind of help target who, your people, and who they think that you'll reach. They do it. So did that answer your question?
I hope so, because you kind of touched on ads in the USVI.
Yeah. Anybody else have questions? Anybody who has a business they want advice on or marketing on their particular area? It's important to like, I don't think you have to do everything. I have, and I think sometimes people, and I know Letitia, if there's something you do really well, like you want to expand your business and you want to offer everything, but sometimes when you go too much into everything, you spread yourself thin. Find that one thing that you love the most, focus on that, perfect it, become the island's most foremost. Oh yeah, she's known for this, she's known for this. And when you become so reputable, then maybe branch out. But when you do too much at once, I think it sort of waters down your brand. Like if you think about Pizza Hut is amazing. And now when they got so big, they decided to come up with a different crust every single week. For like years, remember, every week they had a different crust. So they could do that eventually when they got that big. But I do think find something you love to do and what you do well, and stick to it. Stick to what you do good, because you will be known for that. And if you become known and reputable for that one thing, like if you do amazing websites, do that. And then with your blog, maybe you can help people start blogs. I know a lot of people ask, like, how do you start a blog, or how do you do this? And you could, so there's like, do your websites. And I think if you do that well, you can do that. And I think it's hard to find out also, because I know there's a lot of people, and what's also hard is there's a lot of people who are giving consulting, small business consulting through different agencies or stuff, and they don't charge. So it's going to be hard sometimes to get people to pay for a service that they can get for free. But if you're doing a website and you're doing it really good, people will pay for that. So when you're doing all these different things, find out who else is doing that in your community and who their audiences are and how they're offering it. And just make sure, because there's a lot of stuff to consider. Market research is huge when starting a business, huge.
Okay, Liza, thank you for that. I guess that takes us to the end of our question and answer segment. So if you can just go to that slide so I can close out and preview everyone in terms of the events that we have coming up.
Stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Sharing.
Did you want me to still share? Which one? There. Oh, that one slide. Okay.
Yeah. There's a slide where it points to our resources, our social media platforms, how to access the center.
Okay. Let me see. Whoops. All right. Which one? I think it's at the end. Sorry.
Yeah, it should be the second to last. So while we navigate to that slide, I would just want to let everyone know the VI SBDC has so much more in store for the USVI small business community. You can visit our website at www.visbdc.org. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or subscribe to the VI SBDC YouTube channel for new uploads of our webinars. We also have a Google page, so you can look for our events there. We encourage you to download the VI SBDC app on your mobile device from the appropriate app store. It's complimentary. And I just want to preview a few of our upcoming trainings. So Liza, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, take everyone to the VI SBDC training portal so they can be able to navigate and find events. So this is a VI SBDC training portal. What I want to highlight is that any events that we had in the past, it goes into on demand. And so when you click here and you search, you'll see the pre-recorded sessions. So these are our 2 sessions we had thus far for the fiscal year. So we had AI in financials, operations, and strategy, as well as a webinar yesterday with the USPTO and trademark basics. And so for me to mention what's coming up next, I'll just go back here. I'll select live. And so tomorrow at 11 a.m., we have our advisor, Celia, and she's going to be presenting on the intro to AI and the business life wheel. On October 27th, we have her returning again on a Monday at 11 a.m. And she's going to be focusing on AI in marketing, sales, and customer service. On the 28th, we have an in-person workshop here on St. Thomas. We're upstairs at the Innovation Center, and that's going to start at 9:30 a.m. It's in collaboration with VIUSED. This session is entitled Workplace Forward, Evolving Hiring and Management Practices. That same day, we have happening simultaneously, we have a webinar at 11 a.m. This is in collaboration with the USPTO. They're going to be presenting to small business owners how to contract with the USPTO. On October 29th, we have Liza, and she will be back again, 11 a.m. That's a Wednesday. She's going to focus on how to develop and maintain a strong brand, keeping your small business relevant. And to close out the month of October, the USPTO returns, and that session will be focused on maintaining your federal trademark registration. And so our training portal is full of events. We go all the way up to December. So you guys can go ahead in advance, register, and we hope to see you at our events. So I'm just checking to see if we have any more questions. I don't see any more questions at this time. So Liza, it's always a pleasure collaborating with you on efforts like this. We want to thank everyone again for your time and attendance. And on behalf of the entire VISBDC network, we wish you a productive rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you.